Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. Over there is Diamond Dave Damone. This is the Appleton Oak. That's the answer. Trying to throw us all off. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we are getting back to Severance. This is season 1, episode 3. The show has gotten incredibly captivating, at least for me, and I can't wait to see what happens next. It's so wild.
I thought you were going to introduce me first. That's the only reason why I was thrown
Selfish.
off. I will admit it was. But hey, I'm definitely ready, willing, and able to get into this third episode of Severance. Yeah, it's only been 1198.
Yeah, pretty crazy plot to this TV series. I'm enjoying it so far after the first 2, so we'll see what this one brings.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what else they're going to throw at us. We're only 2 episodes in, and I want more. Let's go!
This is a mess.
Hey, Bob, we are way behind on schedule, so I'm gonna need you to get everything hooked up like yesterday. All this stuff needs to be done by tomorrow. Gotta have it done.
Boss, I'm not an electrician. I mean, shouldn't we wait for the pros?
This can't be that hard. Couple plugins, couple wires. It's not that big of a deal. We do not have time to wait for the electrician, so just get it done. I'm counting on you, all right?
I'm counting on you. Oh!
Jumping jackrabbits, Bob, what the hell happened?
Oh, I knew this was a bad idea.
Bob's instincts were right, but his supervisor didn't listen. Now Bob's injury could be worth millions.
Wait, did you say millions? Who are these professionals that can help me?
Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury firm with more than 1,000 lawyers and 4,000 case staff ready to fight for you if you become their client.
But Bob is worried because he doesn't have the cash to pay for expensive legal fees. Worry no more. When your boss puts you in a dangerous situation and you get hurt, don't settle for less than you deserve. Morgan & Morgan will fight to get you every penny. And the best part, it's completely free unless you win. But Bob feels conflicted. He doesn't want to sue his boss, even if the company hasn't paid him for the last 6 months. When you sue for an injury, you're not suing your boss. You're suing their insurance company. There's no reason to feel bad about getting the compensation you deserve. So if you've been a victim in a car accident, medical malpractice, workplace injury, or any other personal injury, you can hit the link in the description to get Morgan & Morgan to fight for you. Bob did, and he sure is thankful Morgan & Morgan had his back.
Peter, you okay?
Petey.
Petey?
Oh, good. They're starting right after this.
Right to it.
Should invest in a bath mat, maybe.
Yeah, okay. The robe.
Yeah, okay.
I have pillows. Do you need anything else?
Yeah, I want you to stop shitting on this awesome robe.
Well, you can keep it.
I will. Anybody live in that unit next door?
Neighborhood never really filled up, so it's nice.
Fortress of Solitude.
I still think an occasional mixer wouldn't hurt anything.
Whoa.
And it's not expressly prohibited in the manual.
Yeah, I bet. Dude, I press Cobell.
Nice transition.
I can't imagine Dylan's 4% on Sunset Park's going to help with.
Wow, what a trip. Oh.
You okay?
I'm sorry. With this sickness, I get disoriented. It's temporary.
What's Sunset Park?
I don't know.
Couldn't tell you.
Just want us to remember, it's fully developed. Not very many people there.
Yep, never filled up.
Never filled up.
Just Mrs. Selvig next door.
I'm just trying to see what else we can see in this intro. See if they give us anything. I'm sure they are. We're just
Have you guys
episode 3, so
caught who the writer of this series is on here yet? I mean, I know Ben Stiller's behind it, right? But did he?
Yeah, he's executive producer, and then I think he directed 1 or 2 episodes.
Okay. Just gonna put this into your brain. Answer. Just a little injection.
That's exactly what I've always wanted.
Interesting.
Get out of here, work me.
Very interesting.
Free time me wants to go party.
And that he does. So we have found out.
Always been a fan of the inside the fridge view when somebody opens it.
What does she make?
Those are all those cookies that she gave him.
I was just going to say, they look charred.
Yeah.
Throw those away. I thought he was going to break his teeth on them.
Multiple attempts. Be cut to heal.
We must be cut to heal.
But they said it will get better.
Who's they?
They is a group of people that know Severance is a blight on mankind. And they're going to do something about it.
The Whole Mind Collective?
The kids trolling for signatures downtown? No, not the WMs.
Okay, look, I'm not going to unsever.
I don't want you to unsever, because that's going to work. Reintegration.
All right, well, whatever. For me, it's helped me.
I wouldn't say that.
Cost of that help is that you're murdering people 8 hours a day and you don't even know it.
Oh, well, that's a possibility.
Look, I found a department, one they don't tell us about, one where you don't get to leave.
Well, don't none of us get to leave?
No, I mean, you really don't get to leave, as in they're down there right now.
What, like chained up or what?
They could do a double severance.
I'm not going to talk about it in here.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if the monitors are bugged or if Irving's going to walk in.
He doesn't know where.
Yeah, he switched again.
PD, we're not at Lumon.
Where the f is June?
Oh, man, his head is a wreck.
Who's June?
June is my daughter. Greatest kid on earth and a hell of a guitar player. How happy are you that you asked me to stay here?
She's
Hey, as long as they're not totally charred.
Yeah.
They look totally charred.
Yeah, you dunk them in enough milk or you can maybe
exactly
save
it.
them. Maybe.
You have that conversation when her workie was the one.
Okay, first of all,
Worky.
I think it's exactly the condescending verbiage that I'd expect from a group trying to save people from their own choices.
Did her INSI have the choice?
I know it's what they were terming it, but it's just funny.
Yeah.
I am wondering, this whole villa, when it got constructed, if my theory is kind of right, that it's theirs, I wonder how much has been mic'd up or
Yeah.
cameras,
The whole thing is one big
If it's company
one
housing.
big sim
company housing.
Experiment. I mean, look at that area.
Yeah.
And it does look nice.
Wake up, PD.
Hey,
Yes, he kept bringing it up, so he's not too far off. I mean, I know he's paranoid, but
I lost my wife a couple of years ago in a car accident. This is, it's helping me.
I'm sorry, Mark.
No.
At work, you'd come in sometimes with red eyes.
Crying in the parking lot.
That you had an elevator allergy. There's even a song for it.
what?
But I always wondered, you carry the hurt with you. You feel it down there too. You just don't know what it is.
Ah, that's a good way to think about it.
Why don't you grab whatever you want up in the fridge?
That's
I should be back around 6.
man. Yeah, just have a pit in your stomach and you just don't know what it is. And
She's blow dry in the snow.
Oh, Mark, I'm sorry for the racket. I'm just de-icing my stew.
Oh, no worries. Oh, thanks again for the cookies.
I'll bring by more.
Please.
de-icing my stew with hair drugger.
Some people do that answer.
It's not the worst idea.
Salt seems like a better idea to me.
Or just get one of the
On that concrete? Don't do that.
Absolutely.
Blowtorch that hooks up to the propane tank.
Could do that.
Look at this setup. Good thing we didn't hear that bell go off. We get severed.
They look so happy.
I did a thing. I deleted the scary numbers.
Dylan took over training in your stead to great success. You look trim, Mark. I wonder if you were food poisoned.
Care to read your first morning announcements as department head?
Oh, sure. Should be easier without me in the audience.
Used to find it funny to interrupt Petey's announcements with gas having.
With gas having.
Stand normal.
I'm standing great.
Are you uncomfortable? We could all look away.
Garbage in the recycling. Also, please refrain from boasting about previously earned waffle parties.
Feeling attacked?
I've never seen a resignation request get such a quick turnaround.
Wow, already?
Do I have to finish out the day or can I skip out now?
Lastly, Helly's resignation request was denied.
Oh. How can you deny a resignation?
Well, he did say.
My outie wouldn't do that.
If
you
the
asked the
Audi.
Audi.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an old Range Rover right there.
Oh, this is so fun. Shall I,
He's at work, baby. It doesn't matter.
How do you know?
Because his car's not here.
Maybe he played hooky.
Can you go do it? Because I gotta pee.
Yes.
Should I tiptoe up?
Sneaky.
You leave Rickon alone.
Against the door or to the side?
I think either's really good.
My babe, I'm going to put it off to the side.
My babe.
Perfect.
Good.
It's perfect.
Yes.
I mean,
I'm just going to say it's a little bit easier to miss there than up against the door.
I'm going to be so excited.
Yeah.
I hope he comes home early.
He's not going to.
Yeah.
Not how that works.
shutting down all the fun.
Well, she has to go to the bathroom, Quinn. Let's go. Oh, you know what? She's going to take it, isn't she? I can't wait till we get more on what she's really doing. Like her purpose.
Yeah.
Wonder if they're allowed to do the Ring doorbell or any cameras.
Yeah, I doubt it.
I just remember some of my coworkers giving me a hard time for trying to map out the complex. Now look at Petey.
You were mapping out the complex? Even though there's evacuation maps all over the plant?
Well,
it's interesting, Quinn.
I don't want to know what you had up your sleeve.
Whoa.
What were you drawing?
You getting back to work in Cubist form.
Okay, two things.
Background is.
And what the are you wearing?
Yeah.
Dude, the way they edit this is wild.
Yeah, the whole... Oh, look at that. Just walks right in. Not a lot of respect for other people's privacy with this one, is there?
Oh, didn't they make some kind of comment in the last one that she does this?
Well, she noticed the light was out.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it was.
And she
But
kept
now we're
on
getting
saying it.
confirmation that she does go in.
And you saw that Mark kind of was like weirded out by it.
Yeah.
Well, he was trying to put it together like, how'd you know?
Yeah.
But he was kind of naive.
They still put that plastic sheeting over insulation like that.
I'm a little more worried about where Petey is, if I'm honest.
To answer your question, yes, they do.
Thank you, Dave. Oh, that's his wife's candle.
Stealing.
Guess that's yours now. My fiance would probably take somebody's candle too. With a candle nut.
There he is.
Just get out of sight, Petey.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're going to recognize that face.
Everything's crashing together.
He's going to tip something over.
Yep, something's going to happen.
I'm coming.
This is
rabbit.
130 horsepower in that thing.
Did he go in the bushes?
Yes, he did. Oh boy, man. He's gonna just start walking off into the middle of the nowhere outside.
What if the housing complex mirrors the workplace here? Well, guess not.
I'm using the bathroom.
It has been a while.
I'm fine, Mark.
I think I need to come in.
Yep, she's taking the answers idea.
I'm going to come in, so get...
I don't think it's going to work.
I'm coming in.
No.
I'm not decent.
Well, unfortunately, the detectors can pick up lettering anywhere.
Does this look like lettering to you?
Well, if you put your arms together. I thought you were starting to, be okay here.
What, because I did the numbers thing?
Well, you got to win. You know, a lot of people find joy in that.
It literally causes fear.
Well, that's just one subset of numbers. The others are more comforting.
Mark.
The others are more comforting.
So don't burst into the bathroom with your pathetic boss voice on and try to convince me that I do.
Oh, boss voice.
Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes to scrub your arms.
Or what?
You want Grainer to use the bad soap.
Bad soap?
The bad soap.
They're talking like we're kids here.
Yeah.
I'll get the bad soap out.
Thanks, boss.
Oh, talk back to your parents. You get the bad soap.
Is this the brother-in-law?
Reckon his fifth book.
Fifth?
Whew.
Chapter 12, on learning to be emotionally nude in front of my wife.
Come in.
Sorry, I can fill out the form.
What is it? Get the door.
Have a seat.
I think I should take Helly and the team to the perpetuity wing.
And have you filled out a common space reservation slip?
No.
Nope. You got rules here, Mark.
Mark.
Since Petey left, he set the tone.
If Petey were the tone setter you're lionizing him as, he'd still be here. Are you gonna make me throw my mug at you?
Bowski.
Why would you?
Oh, she did it.
Get MDR to its numbers.
Okay.
I'm going to go see HR about this,
I'm going to go talk
boss.
to HR about that.
What I just did was something I knew that you could handle and grow from.
Covering her ass. Oh. That was very painful. This is manipulative. Good thing we got that mug off our desk here. I'm trying to help you by throwing things at your face. This was painful for me, but I did it for you.
My delts are embarrassingly good today.
That sounds like we're working with oak. Muscle shows.
My guess is that they do it piecemeal per muscle. So
Sure.
I don't think so. Best delt,
Oh.
No,
biceps are a little flashier, 75.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works.
that's not how it works.
Lats are bullshit, dude. You are all alone on this.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, did you see that?
I'm thinking, I know what she's doing with that. That could be...
I gotta go back and listen to that. What are you doing?
Yep, that's kind of what I thought.
The code detectors can read messages hidden inside the body as well.
Nothing you can
Also,
do.
when that happens, it's Milchick's job to extract the message from you. And when he asks how long ago you ingested it, I really can't recommend honesty enough.
Oh.
It's easier for you both if he knows which end to start from.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh.
Hey,
Good try, though.
I'm glad he's giving her all the warnings.
Yep, he saved her.
He's trying.
And we're taking a trip.
Power's in your calves.
Hey, what the hell is Egan Bingo?
It's how you don't die of boredom in the perpetuity way. And come on, it'll be an excellent opportunity for everyone except Herb to bond.
Oh, hey. There he is. Why are you here? Why?
Bert? Hi. I trust that your session was good. Great.
That your session. God, he is just a treasure.
Egg drop challenge in the team building space. Tight department like us gotta keep our synergy up.
You buy this?
We should get back. Can't leave the nest empty.
Oh, a little wink.
Those eggs look like shit.
God, where have we seen her before?
Glad he's being so disruptive.
This show, I feel like my brain is being ripped apart.
We're getting severed, is what's happening.
Get severed, Mason Quinn. Severed.
Natalie,
Look who it is, TV star.
is this about Helena?
No, this is about Peter Kilmer, and I should tell you that the board is joining us.
It's always a high pressure situation.
Thanks for telling me. Was that look? Makes you almost uncomfortable.
The board would like you to speak first.
Salutations.
Excuse me.
So the search for Kilmer continues.
And?
We are quickly rekindling our yield down here with our nimble new refiner. And for what it's worth,
The board has concluded the call.
Wow.
Thank you.
She doesn't even get to talk to
Goodbye,
them.
Harmony.
Ooh. That was harsh.
Yeah, getting put in her place.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can see why then she's kind of mean to the others.
How many departments are there?
Probably 30.
No one.
Nobody knows.
Did they ever kill anyone?
Nope, there was no coup. No one killed anyone.
Then why don't we ever hang out?
I mean, I'm 99% sure there was no coup.
So they think we're crazy with nothing to lose.
Smart. That's smart.
Like I'm imagining them rounding a corner and we're all blood-soaked and I'm wearing your face and they're like, the last person who f***ed with us. And that's just feeling like a really powerful image to me.
Seems like they'd recognize my face. Maybe if you wore it inside out.
Jeez. You ready for this, Quinn?
I'm ready for it. Let's see it. Whoa, look at this guy.
Well, that's the guy's face who...
Yeah, the inventor, founder.
Come now, children of my industry, and know the children of my blood.
Whoa.
James Egan, current CEO, remarkable man.
James.
See those brows?
See those brows. Checking your brows, Dave?
Itching, actually.
Look how I see.
Peter's just out here wandering.
Yep, in a bathrobe.
How is he not going to get caught?
Oh, another nosebleed.
Yep.
She was 5 CEOs ago. As she told her father at age 7, she was going to be the first. Isn't that lovely?
It's beautiful. It almost makes me wish I remembered my own childhood.
Well, maybe someday.
But then, I learned that I work for a company that has been actively caring for mankind since 1866.
Dentistry?
And they rotate these through. The true number of smiles may well be in the millions.
Millions. No.
Damn, they took down the chick I like.
What? Hasn't even seen the Kia part yet.
Yeah, we haven't. We got to see it.
Gearhart.
Replica home. Looks like the Brady house.
Jesus.
No.
No.
Kia.
Not.
A perfect replica.
Never mind. Well, this is interesting.
This place is...
How big is this place that it has a replica house inside it?
Oh, we
We're
saw
down
that.
on the lower level.
Yeah, and we're way down in the basement.
I saw that outer shot, but oof.
Were you about to bed sit?
No. Nuh-uh.
What's that in your pocket, Mark?
Oh, here we go.
Mind your business. You don't just go grab something out of somebody's pocket.
is the living soul of Lumon and everything she stands for, not a bingo match. Look, she's starved for meaning here. So, of course, you'd pervert our founder's message.
I didn't ask for Petey to disappear and for
Oh, she sneak away?
Helly.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Oh, in the middle of you guys arguing.
Pretty much. Yep.
Yep.
How far does she think she's going to get in this place, though?
Well, you know, you just got to have some hope that you get lucky.
It's like a big maze. Like I'm running around.
Well,
like
we
a
saw what
rat in a
happens when
maze.
she goes through the doors. They can just mess with her mind.
It's like Kevin Dunn did the camera work.
I was just going to say, they're giving you the real action camera work.
The you.
The you.
The you
are.
you are.
The you are.
It's not going to work.
Come on. You really think that door was just going to open up?
Don't know until you try, Dave.
I suppose. Oh, there we go.
Oh, shit.
Got a red alert.
Oh, face up.
Yep.
Helly!
She's trying to hand it to herself?
God damn it, Helly.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Why would anyone do... Oh, wow.
This way, please, Hellier.
Who's this?
Now she's going to get a note on the car saying, you hurt yourself by doing this today.
Here's a $10 gift card.
Ugh.
All right. Are they actually going to show some stuff that happens now when he's involved?
Yeah.
On you go.
Break room?
Break room?
You've been bad. Go sit in the corner.
I don't know. Look like a break room?
I'm truly sorry to see you here, Helly.
Sure you are, buddy. Oh, boy.
Ooh, not as bad as I thought it would be.
No, it did make it look worse.
Don't you see how f***ed up this is? You can't.
Not right now, Helly. Sit. Please.
Boy, I don't like this one bit.
Hands on the table, please.
Oh.
That's intriguing.
Wonder if it's a lie detector test type thing.
Do they have the ability to wipe?
Of the workie's mind?
Yeah.
I would think so.
Read it.
I don't want to.
No. Do.
Jeez.
All I can be is sorry, and that is all I am.
I'm afraid you don't mean it.
Excuse me?
Again, please.
And mean it.
None may atone for my actions but me. And only in me shall their stain live on. I am thankful to...
Oh, look at that shot.
All cut short by those with wizened hands.
Always watching.
All I can be is sorry, and that is all I am.
Again.
Really?
What is...
What if you just sat back and said, no, I'm not doing it?
Yeah, what...
You want me to get these?
Yeah, go ahead.
No office has lights that go off like that.
You don't know. You don't work at Lumon. Really? That's the part you're questioning? Have you ever got hauled off into a break room and had to read something until you meant it?
Answer, I pay attention to all details.
So I'm just saying.
I'm sure some of our audience would question that there, Oak. Is he gonna purposely waiting for any sign of Helly, or is it just really about switching out the pictures here? I mean, it probably is about the pictures. And I'm overanalyzing a lot of stuff.
Oh, I know. That's the number one thing with this show. Oh, there you go. I was wondering if he's going to see something on the pictures.
So that's what you were trying to say you do at work. I get it, Quinn.
Absolutely.
Yep.
How you'd escape?
Was yours to scale?
Well, of course not. You have to excuse the crudity of it.
Excuse the crudity of it.
He went outside and he did steps, and that's what did it.
Look at that. Okay. Break room. Oh, Peter does not look well.
Mind.
Oh, Jesus.
There you go. Saving it for later.
Yep.
How many tokens? I can't even know tokens.
Yeah, like at Severance, they're allowed 2 tokens per day.
I need tokens so I can eat.
Oh, no.
Oh my God.
Is he gonna pop over here?
I love how they do a lot of these shots.
Reminds me of some of the KC buildings around here with all the concrete.
Yepper. Lower levels where I spent some of my time. Is this a weekly release, folks?
Guess who's not going to be downstairs?
Payday!
I'll give you 2 hints. Starts with a P, ends with a Y.
Yeah, he's missing a candle, too.
That's probably Petey.
Yep.
Follow it.
Follow your gut.
Follow it. Yep, there you go. There you go. Yeah, investigate. Go check it out. Be nosy.
Oh, no. She's done, dude.
Oh, his brain is done.
Looks...
Oh, what? I thought he was going to try to say something.
Hey, what you gonna want to do?
Just like that, driving off. I suppose, what else is he going to do? Tell me he works with them and he just got reintegrated. That's pretty much all you can do.
Yeah, he's gonna have to hide any evidence that he was there.
Yep.
I always love the reflective TV shot. It's always creepy.
Well, this is interesting. That works. Good enough.
Well, I was just in your basement. It looked nothing like that. Cell phone?
What's the name on it? Show name.
I couldn't read it.
I think it said... Oh, this one's Stiller directed
by Stiller, written by Andrew
Colville.
Okay.
Folks, I want to apologize right off the bat if you got annoyed by the stupid confused look I had on my face for most of this episode. It's wild because I've never felt so into a show yet confused at the same time, where it's like the confusion isn't bothering me, and that's probably by plan of the show to make it, pretty crazy and out there to make you think about what's going on. And you have this whole, again, not to like recap the whole show, but you just have this whole feeling of like, what is this? Like nothing seems real, even when they're on the outside. The whole world just seems so bizarre and different from what we would think of the typical world being. All that being said, this episode for me was like a complete information dump of like what's going on and what could possibly be going on. Obviously, the stuff with Petey was wild. He's talking about, you could be taking people out and not even know it for 8 hours out of the day. And it wouldn't even bother you because you wouldn't know. And his whole journey in this episode was crazy. I didn't think he was going to be around very long with everything that was going on in his head, with the flashbacks back and forth of being at Lumon and then not, and he's walking on the bridge thinking he's following a map, and he's getting all these flashbacks, which from I guess I use the term an artistic standpoint, I thought it was just awesome the way it looked on screen. But the journey that his character took in this episode from, kind of feeling like he's a little bit under control and kind of knows what's going on, to just start to lose it real quick, at least as it was presented to us, because we only saw him from when he was first introduced, telling Mark, hey, this is kind of what's going on. I got out of there. I did this. This is what's going to happen. And he just fell off a cliff real fast, which we saw with him in the convenience store. But So for me, his journey was kind of the wildest one here with Helly. She keeps trying to escape, and her outie's like, no, this is where you want to be. I like this arrangement. And it's such a bizarre situation to be in, because it's like you're almost forcing your own self to do something against your own self's wishes.
Well, that's
Like,
that's how some people do feel when they have to go into work every day, and they're forcing themselves to go and do something they don't want to do.
But usually it's because of outside factors, right?
Yeah.
Like you got to pay bills, or you find yourself in a situation where you need the money and you have to do something. Like Helly's not able to leave even if she wants to, because another version of her is saying, nope, you stay there and you like that. So it's like you're battling yourself, which is just wild. But this has been just a crazy show. I mean, we'll obviously get into more stuff here with the review, but those are just two things that I really wanted to hit on. And the last thing is just the idea of this hidden department that nobody knows about. How can you work at a place? There's so much going on, yet nobody really seems to know exactly what they do. So it's just brilliant writing, and the set design just keeps you guessing as to what this place actually is. Just wild.
Well, Petey kind of said it. I mean, I don't know if he was real or not, but saying that we could be taking people out.
That's what I was
saying. We could be murdering them. And you wouldn't know, because you don't know what's going on down in that basement. And then we found the second member of optics and design with Bert, with Christopher Walken's character. And we see that, Dylan is not a big fan of him. Not a big fan.
No.
And remember, was it last episode or 2 episodes ago when he was doing the tour with her? He showed her that there's supposed to be a wing. Yeah, we're supposed to be expanding. Yeah, how long has it been that they said they've been expanding?
Yeah.
And then it turns out, too, maybe that's where people were beforehand, that, like, Petey thought people are still living down there, that they don't even come out. Because, like, I don't know if you got in the reaction or not, but I was like, it was a theory I had, like, imagine you did, like, you did 2 severances, like, so each were, like, 8-hour switches. So you do 8 hours, and then you feel like this is where you live, or it has 12 hours on, 12 hours to working each time, because we're like, oh, it's Monday, what happened to the weekend? Well, it just
flew right by.
It just flies right by, because you just come right back down in the elevator. And then we flat out had him even tell Petey that Mark did, that he lost his wife, and he said it helps. And to me, I just don't see how that could help. You need that time to be able to,
you can't just
work through it and, cope with it or talk to someone about it. And instead he's essentially racing his mind for 8 hours, but yet, you are for 8 hours, but at the same time, it's like you took a quick nap and you're right back up, because you're right back to thinking about it when you're going back to your car. And Petey even talked about, he said, you come to work like you have red eyes. Yep. We even think that it was an elevator allergy. We even had a song for it. So then you saw that they like to rip on each other, which, should, hence the bingo for the Cure exhibit. But
even when Mark was out of Lumon, he was just like drowning his sorrows, dude.
Drowning his sorrows,
drinking the booze pretty heavy.
Because he was drunk, like he forgot even about the dinner that his sister had to come and pick him up. He just forgets all that stuff. And then, that's so crazy with Petey going back and forth at the editing on this for that one scene where he's in the office chair and everything and swinging around and everything that was amazing.
Well done.
And maybe you don't care about Ben Stiller that much as an actor, but isn't he a great director? He was awesome for this episode.
There's a lot of folks involved in this show. It's not just one person. You should give them their credit.
I do give them their credit, but the director's in charge of all of them.
The plot in this show is it's so interesting, and I think we're early enough to where I think we're going to get a lot of surprises. This is one where it feels like you start. We'll give you a little answer, and then we're gonna throw about 20 more questions
this
at
episode
you.
in particular.
We'll feed you a little something. And look, I had mentioned in previous reaction to these episodes that I thought it was an interesting concept that would we be more happy in our personal lives if we didn't even know what we were doing at work? It's like, I mean, so many of us think about it. You go to work, and I don't want to say everybody, certainly not everybody, but there is definitely the people who go to work and are not happy with their work, and they bring it home with them, right? And then whatever sort of family life you have, whatever sort of things you have on the weekend, it's like you're constantly thinking about work or whatever. So the ability to completely separate those, I think, has a very real potential to improve your personal life. But on the flip side of that, it's like feels pretty sketchy. We're just gonna shut you off for
a little sketchy, folks, says, ladies and
8
gentlemen.
hours a day. Well, so anyway, where I'm going with this is it felt sketchy already, right? And now we get into this episode. They're snooping around people's basements. We're finding out they have new wings. I can't be the only one who found it creepy to see all. I don't even know if they were wax figures or statues or whatever they were. They look like almost like paper mache of the old CEOs. It felt a little I don't know if culty is the right term, but the
people don't even seem human. Like they have no emotions or anything. Everything is just exactly what a company would want a corporate drone to act like. That's what they act like.
And they keep emphasizing that these people.
I mean, Helly is a good example of
rebelling.
What's going on here, right? But the people that are working there, it's like imagine going to a job and it's like just press these 2 buttons all day. Well, what does it do? Don't worry about it. Just press these 2 buttons.
That's your job.
That's your job. Look, part of me feels like, okay, don't tell them, because if they are doing something bad, then you would never have any sort of moral conundrum one way or the other if you didn't know what your job was. If it was so, ambiguous when you came into work that you just did it because whatever, it's a good way to get people to do work that other people might not want to do. But I don't know. It feels like it feels experimentally. That's not really a word. Experiment dash E. So I just feel like these people might be guinea pigs.
That was my thought, that there is no real job. They are the job.
This whole thing feels like it's a giant experiment to me.
Well, they have an empty office. They have an empty
parking lot,
and empty cul-de-sac.
What's going on? Yeah, what's really going on here? Is there some sort of experiment? Is it an experiment, an actual experiment about severance? Is there something deeper, more going on here? Psychological experiments that we don't know about yet. But it's really weird to be so early, episode 3, and have so many questions, and I don't want to say confusion, but kind of not confusion, just the unknown about what's going on with this company. So it's if nothing else, this show is wildly intriguing. I will say that. Oh, wildly intriguing. So,
yeah, with this, that break room's kind of got me thinking, and I'm wondering, just because they were reading that script and she was standing in the background, right over there looking all creepy, giving some signals. Are they really trying to break the person down, or how is that, or are they getting you to a specific point because he was measuring her on, did you mean it? Now, was that an actual true measurement, or was she giving I'm your measurement?
Right.
Mm-hmm. She didn't sound sincere.
Yeah, like the placement of the hands, that's all just nonsense BS. Patricia Arquette's one making the call.
He was getting data out of that.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious, was he actually supposed to be taking that specific data and then confirming with her, or hey, we got the data, what do you want? You want okay, want her do it again. Okay, read it again. That kind of thing. So that's kind of curious to me. Of course, the break room itself, I know they gave us more than what they did with Adam Scott, Mark, because they just showed him getting taken to the break room, not showing what was happening in there. And now we have it showing us what's happening in there. And I thought it was actually something, I don't know, I guess in my mind I was thinking it was way worse because they aren't going to remember it.
Yeah.
Once they go back up in the elevator. So that whole break room, if you can give me some of your thoughts without any spoilers. And if it is a spoiler, just don't even write anything, because I'm sure there's probably more coming. I can't imagine that's going to be the only piece that we get a break room. And then
I felt it was like break your spirit, break your will room. And when she put her hands, like with with the lie detector test, obviously they hook it up to you and, the fingers and wherever, and they want to check your pulse and your response and stuff. And I almost felt like they were, because I don't know how accurate it is, but when you go to hospital, they'll measure oxygen and all sorts of things through your fingertips. I was almost wondering when she put all of them down, if it was going to measure is your, say it again. Okay. But this time we need you to mean it. And you're either going to, I feel like part of you is either going to be like, no, I'm standing my ground. I'm going to, I'm going to read this just because you're telling me to read it, but I'm not going to put any sort of actual meaning behind it versus, it's
almost like back in the day when you had to write on the chalkboard.
Yeah, like that. Or it's almost like when the police want somebody to make a confession, right? And the person knows they didn't do it, but they break, hey, we've been in this, this room for 16 hours, 18 hours, and people finally get to the point where they're like, fine, I did it. A false confession. It's almost like you were wondering if they were trying to get her to just say it, where in her fingertips, whatever response and whatever vocal response felt like the same response as you'd get from somebody who did actually mean it. How how long is it going to take to break you down?
Well, if I'm thinking correctly, does she even realize how long she's been in there? Because they could have did, hypothetically, 10 hours.
And how long would it take to break somebody down reading the same thing over and over
and over again? It's not because their sense. Maybe I'm saying it wrong, but I don't know if they fully know their true sense of time, right? Because you're clocked in as your innie and your outie, and those two are so separated, but they have to be let out at a certain time. I know it's staggered, so they don't run. The outies don't run into each other. Either way, that whole damn thing is so intriguing. Yeah. And I feel like there's a lot of nuances in here that first-time watchers like us are definitely not going to pick up on the first time.
I feel like we need a giant whiteboard or one of the boards that has the pictures, and you run the strings. You run the strings all over.
We just need to start writing down on our notepads of saying hey, swing back to this moment.
I feel like with my notepad with this one, I'm you even said you're talking
take your eyes off.
I feel like I'm so if there was ever a resting oak face, I feel like I'm so just zoned in. You have to. What is happening here?
I was gonna say, I love how everything's modern, everything above ground, but once you get down there, it's like you're transported back to
right back to the 70s,
the 70s, 80s, with all the technology and even that lie detector. He's putting it on an overhead projector.
They throw in just a few moments of levity, with some of the of course, I found it hilarious that. What are the odds that they start talking about bodybuilding shows and muscle contests? You think it's dollars per body muscle? Part? No, that's not how that actually works. But what a hilarious conversation.
I just want Ricketts' book, The You Are.
Well, the comedy in here was actually really well timed, I thought, because there was, compared to the first two episodes, they still kept a serious tone in this one, but it was hey, we need to give the audience just a small little breather. So, boom, here's this. Boom, here's that.
It almost makes
pretty good.
I thought. Doesn't it make you feel a little bit awkward to I feel like you almost feel like this is one that you shouldn't laugh at. There's a handful of types of just because it's there's such a serious weird nature of what's going on in the building. It's almost it shouldn't be something that you laugh at, but they put it in there to make it funny, so you do. I don't know if that makes sense. It's just a show that
not ringing with me.
It's the type of show that you're so locked into trying to figure out what's going on, you almost don't want comedy because
it's a distraction.
I'm so focused on trying to figure out. I'm so focused on trying to figure out what's going on. This is such a weird setup. We have an experiment. What is going on here? Don't give me comedy right now. Just let me try to think here.
Well, you got to keep in mind you're going to get answers. It's just not they got to set it up to get an audience.
Right. Otherwise, it wouldn't have a show.
Intrigued.
They gave you the answer right away the first 2 minutes.
And if there's not a little bit of levity in something, just a little, just a tiny amount, it would be maybe too dry for some.
Who cares about
too
laughs?
dry for some.
Did you guys catch, and I don't know if you guys could see it, I couldn't, but on Petey's phone, who it said was calling on the phone, I couldn't see it. It looked, the way it looked at that angle, it was hard to read.
They gave it just enough. It almost, part of my mind wants to say it said restricted, but.
Yeah, it's if you could zoom in on it.
Looks like either
I feel like
restricted or unknown.
if I get up out of the desk and go closer to the TV, like it might help or something. Like
Or if we
look.
stand up so we can look at a
It does
better
look
angle.
like restricted.
Yeah, it's probably restricted because who's PD working with?
Well, right there now that changed though. It doesn't look like restricted. So
no,
like I said, my brain wanted to say restricted, but I don't think it's truly restricted.
Well,
But either way,
I think we'll find out right away the next episode.
because Mark is going to, he's going to be
Does it say
coming to
block?
that.
Does it say blocked? BLOCKED?
See, now your mind's playing some tricks on you.
Now it starts projecting.
Do I feel like if I get up and turn and look at the TV,
that's literally I just.
Dave, go close to the TV.
No, I'm good because I'm gonna wait to see if the next episode Mark
if it
picks it up.
explains it. But either way,
Speaking of
Mark is going to
bodybuilding,
find
someone's
his
gonna
way.
try and get right in the camera.
Yeah. Look at this guy.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This guy's so unprofessional. He still can't read it. I think it says blocked. But Mark is going to find himself at a crossroads. I certainly think in the next episode.
I had to do it.
Because Selvig is in his apartment and knows something's going on, or his condo or whatever. She's watching.
Awkwardly watching him quite a bit, and her down moments.
She stole a candle. She stole one of his wife's
I
candles.
hope we get an answer for that, by the way. 'Cause
And
I hope
unless the answer was there and went over my head, I hope we get an answer.
Has Mark's family seen her outside the house ever in any of the other previous episodes?
The last two episodes, that was the first.
I don't think
they have
anybody's seen
He's
her.
talked about her to
He's
him
talked
because
about
of
her.
the garbage cans.
But yeah.
Yeah, because I'm just wondering. This is, again, it sounds wild, but for this show, I don't think it's a stretch that Mark's memory has been wiped, and his wife didn't actually die in a car accident. That's her. Selvig is his wife, and the memory was wiped or whatever. And again, it's a wild, crazy thing. But why else would she take a candle out of that? But then they would have to be controlling what's going on in Mark's outie and his innie. But who knows? For this show, it seems totally plausible.
It would also make sense why she feels just so comfortable walking into his house and the stealing of the candle.
That wouldn't make.
I don't.
You could walk into anyone's house and feel comfortable.
Guy, this show is weird. I don't think him throwing out like a thing
I mean,
like that.
I don't think it's that far of a
God, I
stretch.
think that is way in left field.
No, I'm just saying, like the
still in
comfortability
the
factor. Like, if you are having a purpose for X person,
I suppose
you're not thinking, oh, I'm trespassing.
Yeah, that's not the tell.
Just taking the candle, just walking
me,
through the house.
Yeah, for me, the
real
tell
casually.
is her going in and actually doing that, keeping an eye on Mark from the outside. Yes, it's probably a thing where she's a part of the testing that's keeping an eye on these individuals they have doing whatever their mindless busy work, and she's given the freedom to live in both worlds, so to speak. So she's just there to keep an eye on them.
Well,
but
we're in that board. And by the way, that reporter or TV anchor, whatever her name was,
Natalie,
was a very
the representative.
Almost unsettling. Too much smiling going on for
the board
what
has
was
ended
going
the
on
call.
here.
But so corporate, right? I mean, how many corporate things have you been in?
Okay, you want to start?
Where that's exactly how people act. Like I said, if a corporation could have a dream of how they'd want their employees to act, this is what it would be for the most part. Helly and whatnot aside, but
and like PD was saying about potentially killing, like you mentioned. Either way, there's a lot of little layers here.
Mm-hmm.
So for you second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, and beyond watchers, I'm curious if you made it this far. Curious if you are still picking up the tiniest little things as you are going on in your multiple watch here. Because again, I feel like so much is going on, but they're doing a fantastic job of not giving you so much on screen, but there's a lot that's actually going on.
They give you a lot with saying nothing.
You bring up an interesting point about the corporations that they would want. I talked earlier, and I think I touched on this in previous one of our previous reactions, but I talked earlier about like, hey, how great would it to be able to go home and not take your work with you? But how much would corporations love it if their workers didn't bring their personal bullshit from home with them? I mean, think about you have a rough
because you can
day.
have top secret things and you don't have to worry about them slipping out a missile
think about
code
relationship
or two.
problems or problems with your kid or just a bad day. If you have a bad fight with your significant other, you got to go to work the next morning. You're bringing that to work. Your performance is probably going to suffer. If you got kids who are sick or something like that at home, you're going to be worrisome. You're not going to want to do that. if you got a vacation coming up, you know, Thursday and Friday before you leave is, you know, we always
Seems like robots would just be easier, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, hey, all those things.
He
where
wants Detroit Become Human to
the
happen.
corporate
Jesus.
world would probably love that. Hey, my employees come in and they are focused on their task
shall
at hand,
see.
and they do not get distracted by outside anything.
Yeah, we shall see.
Well, we shall see on the next episode.
More coming up.
Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it as much as we are really enjoying it now and diving deep into it because it's been a lot of fun. So for Appleton Oak, Diamond Dave, that's Mason Quinn. I'm of course the answer. We'll catch you on the next one, pals.